And constrained researchers, it's like you're taking 50, 60 aerospace engineer today, each and every one of you. Imagine you have $100 million in budget, you have 50 to 60 aerospace engineer, and your job is to fly a cruise ship. 3,500 rooms cruise ship. Will you be able to fly it in 2 or 3 years? The answer is no. The problem is by design. And constrained researchers, it's not good for them, not good for the companies. Perhaps there's a better way. So, if we look at some of the problems that exist in the world, for example, with fintech, every single electronic money system that exists in the world today, this is what comes to smart cities, is extremely applicable. Smart cities, they promise the self-sustainability. However, electronic money that is being utilized in smart cities leaks money out of that city to outside of it. Who is running that transaction when Bob and Alice are transacting between each other, when somebody's paying at the merchant and so on and so forth? Where is it going? It turns out that every time there's an electronic transaction happening, electronic money transaction, on average about 9 people get paid outside of that economy. And that is not any different with Ethereum or Bitcoin due to that exploitation that I described earlier. So, the blockchain that's supposed to be the savior turns out to consume even more, and therefore we're not getting anywhere more than that 0.2% unless it's resolved by design. Now, if you were to talk about problems without talking solutions, we would be too pessimistic and depressed, whatnot. I'm going to mention quickly a phenomenal solution or method towards a solution that could help every single company, smart city, government, and Homo sapien literally to benefit from. And at the end of the day, when we get to global prosperity, this is not something like towards making Madagascar wealthier and just because it's an altruistic goal. Altruism alone will not cut it. Altruism alone is not going to be able to get you to wake up every morning at 6 a.m. and go to work and rush there and do certain things. And if it does get you, can you surround yourself with 100 people to do that? The answer is no. It is not part of our nature. Why? We have needs, we have greed, we have fear, and we have altruism. The equation needs to include all those 4 things. And this is something super cool with a blockchain that we can deliver effectively. So, they've mentioned 3 or 4 years ago that 57% is the percent of corporations looking for integration with blockchain, $20 billion, the expected worth of the global market for blockchain. Is that the opportunity? And the answer is no. This is not. This is extremely ridiculous. This is basically what some of the biggest 4 companies on the planet that they do consulting expected in 2016 that we were going to get to $20 billion by 2020. In 2018, we got to 10 times more. They reset their expectations, say, okay, well, you know, you guys got there. What's going to happen in 2022? Let's take that and double it, maybe triple it. And now the expectation is going to be like, you know, 500 billion or maybe trillion. This is not revolutionary either. The current blockchain is either going to be in the hundreds of trillions of dollars or nothing. If it's going to be truly disruptive, just like the internet, every single Homo sapien is going to feel it. And when that event is going to happen, when every single Homo sapien is going to hold on to the assets and to the money and to the properties that they work towards, and no one can take that away from them, the same way no one can take oxygen away from them. That is happening, whether folks like it or not. I educate a lot of regulators, and one of the things that they ask me towards the end of a 6-hour session, they say, we hear you talk about AI, events, and So we know AI is going to eliminate a lot of jobs. What's this blockchain thing? What kind of jobs is it going to eliminate? And I look at them and I say, number one is you, regulators. The true technology that is crypto does not need regulators. Every single crypto that needs regulators to regulate it is not true crypto. The real crypto is like Bitcoin. There is not a single regulator out there that is regulating Bitcoin today. You cannot regulate true crypto the same way you cannot regulate oxygen. That is the intent here. The intent here is that Homo sapien on this planet, they need oxygen, they need water, they need food and shelter to live. But the current system, electronic money system, takes control of half of those. You cannot get shelter, you cannot get food without money. It uses that as a method of control. That is not going to continue to be the case. If you're not allowed to earn your money, then you're just not going to earn it. If the government is going to stop you because you're a thief or whatnot, they can stop you before. But the moment you've earned your money, nobody, and I mean it, nobody's going to be able to take it away from you. And there's nothing anybody can do about that, same way as oxygen. That reality is happening without miners, without cloud, without database, without any of that. And that reality is partially in your pocket. The computation of what I'm describing is partially in your pocket. That smartphone that you have runs certain amount of computation that nobody is going to be able to stop it. You know, what do I mean by computation for those that are not computer scientists and whatnot? Imagine I'm giving you certain instructions to communicate with someone else. And if you remember those instructions, nobody's going to be able to stop you from remembering them. That is exactly the same thing. When this information is going to leak to every single device, it's going to enable you to talk to the other device or talk to the other device in a fully decentralized setting. No miners, no cloud, no BS, no databases. And that is going to change the world. This is not going to ask for permission. This is going to be truly revolutionary. So, back to current blockchains, we compare them to cars and trucks. We think, you know, it's kind of cool. And cars need a roads to perform better than older vehicles. This is taken in New York. If you have a Ferrari today or a Porsche or Lamborghini, and you were to drive it in the jungle, any one of those horse carriages can outperform it. And that's been around much longer. So they needed the roads, and the same way current blockchain infrastructure is going to need something that by design it wasn't built for it, and it's called TCP/IP. TCP/IP here is more like the jungle.